if your last name, like if your name is Richard, you don't want as a last name.
Head?
That Richard Long. Right now we got Richard Sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Noggin. Richard Noggin.
Yeah.
Tootin.
Richard Knocker.
Richard Tootin. Richard
Lick.
Yeah. That'd be a problem.
Yeah.
Welcome to the morning show. Hey,
yeah.
It's already TV 14 time.
Yeah. It's oh my goodness.
What's that got to do with comics? Well, it's got everything to do with comics, son. Once you're in the business for a couple of years, you'll realize the truth.
Yeah, you'll be.
It's a lot of Richards.
Boy, oh boy. Tons of Richards.
Tons of Richards.
You'll work with one within your first year, guarantee you.
You work what?
You'll work with one within your first year, guarantee you.
No, you just it's just the business. Yeah, especially when you're coming up.
Yeah.
Scum of the earth.
Yeah. Went to did some shopping yesterday. I went to Second and Charles.
Great.
Picked up
more incredible Doc Savage novels.
No. I was gonna get some Flash Gordon stuff though. But
did they have Flash Gordon paperbacks there, or were they strip reprints?
Strip reprints, I believe.
You need to start sending me pictures, man, because I don't have a Second and Charles up here.
Okay.
Some of that IDW stuff's bound to be going through closeout soon.
Yeah.
Probably. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe some of the what was that? There was a Checker. I think Checker was doing Flash Gordon reprints there for a while.
Mm-hmm.
That were pretty good.
Yeah. I'll have to check that out. Let me roll the intro to wake everybody up.
Roll it.
All right.
It's the late buzz. We're starting just a little late today. So
That's right. Greetings, everyone. It is the IndieVolt Breakfast Buzz. I am your. Why is my phone ringing?
You are getting a call. That's not me.
Yeah. Let me actually remind.
Lewis or Scott?
I can't tell, and it's not ringing on my computer. It's weird. Huh. Who might that be?
Whoever's calling, send them a text.
Oh, let's see.
They're not listening anyway. We got a link.
Let's see here.
Womp.
Let's see. I can't. It's funny because I got my tablet. Phone's here. Tablet's there, but I can't see. Like normally, everything lights up. Like if I get a call, if you
need to get up and check. Shut your camera off.
No. Well, let me do the intro first. My name is Varian Grant. I'm the co-owner of the last 7 years of Last Call Comics. Founder of IndieVolt Media LLC. That's what you're watching. Got my start making comics in 2008 with a little indie black and white interior action comedy called Psycho Sirens. I am a father, a husband, a geek, a creator, publisher, reluctant taxpayer, very reluctant, like almost on file every year, and an artist. Shamefully, though, not in that order. And you are watching the IndieVolt Breakfast Buzz. Right now, we got Mr. Zimmerman with me. I'm guessing other people in pretty soon. Randy?
No, it could just be us, I guess.
No, Lewis is waiting Lewis is waiting, but for some reason, I think I did some computer repairs, and I think I did them too well to the point where my computer's like, it's a whole new world. So,
what the heck is this?
Yeah,
what the heck is this? Yeah.
You have RAM now. You have space. I don't understand this. Why do you have all these things?
I'm unfamiliar. Yes. Hey, everybody. I'm Randy Zimmerman. I've been printing alternative comics for many a decade through Arrow, Massive, Weeby. Got quite a lot of experience in just about every aspect of comicdom except distribution, maybe. I still distributed some stuff, but we're almost distributed a few things. the last decade, I've been doing a newspaper called Flint Comics and Entertainment that we've been circulating through my local county area, about a 50-mile radius around my house. We went through 10,000 copies of that paper every month, went through 100 issues. It was advertiser supported. People could pick it up for free. So, once a month, anybody in the area could just walk up to a outside newspaper box like you see around in the big cities and take a funny book for free. So I stopped doing that about April, about back in April. And now I'm working on the Zim Geek YouTube channel where I'm putting up videos about comics history and how to draw, how to cartoon, just all sorts of fun stuff. So if you get a chance, check it out. That's Zim Geek.
Let's see here.
As well as doing a lot of commercial art stuff and otherwise. I love doing sequential art for the masses.
Did you add that you're now a convention promoter? Did you add that?
What? Oh, yeah, and I'm a convention promoter. Hey, I wear a lot of hats. I teach cartooning, too, after school to a lot of kids sometimes, whenever I'm allowed. But now I'm a convention promoter, and it looks like I'm doing 3 shows a year. So we'll see how that goes. Mostly in farmers markets, real fun. Little one-day shows.
That's how,
like those old comic conventions used to be before Creation and Wizard and all of the big conglomerate shows.
That's how it starts,
That is how it starts.
You start doing 3 shows, then it's 4.
It was 1 show, then it was 2 shows. Now it's 3 shows. Yeah.
Tomorrow it'll be next year it'll be hey, I run the Genesee County Comic Con. And
yeah. We're Michigan, Michigan.
Yeah.
That'll be the business name, and we'll go all over the state.
Yeah.
To all the farmers markets around that have adequate showing space. Yeah. Looking for Bay City and Midland. I'm just waiting for the call, man. Just give me a call. We'll go. It's all good.
Bay City and Midland. Joined by Lewis Bright Raven. Now, Lewis,
we can go north. There's a lot of cold people up there who like to read comics. Sorry, Lewis. How you doing?
Fine.
We have Dave Supreme in the chat. Says good morning, guys. We got Trico Luckins. Morning. Morning, guys. Sorry, I'm making. That's okay, Trico. We are late. I fixed my computer too damn good, and it decided that I'm a brand new computer now. I don't have any internet drivers anymore, so I had to go re-download internet drivers. I had to go. It was horrible. I had to get new drivers for. Apparently, my camera, which should have had its own drivers, no longer had those, so I had to go download those. But first, I had to get drivers to get on the computer.
Well, probably it didn't help that Windows 10 and Windows 7, either platform you were using, decided to do 3 or 4 updates yesterday too.
Yeah, that I didn't suffer through those. I got some of those the other night, so they rolled them out pretty slow. But the secret is my computer hardly ever goes off. I very rarely turn my computer off, and the repair though I had to. So it's. I wish it was like a car. I can just leave it running while I'm doing stuff to it, tinkering around, but could not do that. So it is running now. It is running a little bit better too. It's running. It's a lot more. It's a lot quieter than I thought it was going to be. Still got some more work to do to it though. So this isn't the end. There will be other repairs coming to it soon. So
it's never the end.
It's never over. So I guys, last night I was not last night, yesterday it was night before last. I was poking around crowdfunding sites.
The days are blending together.
Go ahead. They are looking for funny books. And I was looking through and I came across a couple, and I'm really upset with some of the crowdfunding sites because they put these really kind of cool comics up that I don't know if it's a problem. If it's a problem of the people who are releasing the books or promoting their books, but I saw a book the other day. This is again 2 nights ago. First time I ever laid eyes on this book. 38 hours left.
That's happening more and more.
Yeah.
There's a lot of books. There's a lot of crowdfunding stuff happening all at once. So everybody's following, the leader. That's what it is.
38 hours left, and I'm like,
Leaders, I should say.
I would have happily put money in. I didn't have the money at that point, so I couldn't do it. But I would have happily put money in there, and got that book. It looked gorgeous, but I could not do that. So
yeah, that's why the last 3 days I've actually had to contact 6 people and say, "Hey, I missed your campaign. Can I get a copy when it's ready? How much?"
Yeah. You almost it's. I'm just wondering why they. Let me move this here to my way. To my
Well, in my case, I think it's just that I just don't visit Kickstarter and Indiegogo enough, probably, but who knows?
Yeah, I'm always on. Like, I check at least once a day.
Yeah, there needs to be more vehicles like IndieCron out there that are a little bit more visible and a little bit more accessible to point out these different campaigns is what it is. My big problem personally is yesterday I was out for my walk and the wife asked me what campaigns I'm bought into, and I started listing them, and I'm like, holy crap, I've really invested into a lot of campaigns I haven't seen books from.
Yeah.
You know, I need to stop doing any kind of investing unless I have to, you know, unless there's a book I can't turn away. Well, like the Alternaween 2 thing that I couldn't pass up until some of these books start getting fulfilled. Where's Lone Star? Where's Earthworm Jim? I guess it's supposed to be out in November, but holy crap, you know, I got a lot of money floating out there.
You know, and that's one of the questions I wanted to ask you guys. And that's what we talk about, the ins and outs of crowdfunding. So I'm keeping my promise. The promise is, well, the question is there a point, guys, where you should you go to crowdfunding to get the project started, or would it be best to maybe get the project at least 50% done? I mean, I guess it depends a little bit on your talent pool, like what you're able to do yourself. Being an artist, you know, I'm able to draw most of the, you know, interior pages. I have a good relationship with my colorist who will knock out stuff for me, you know, and I can pay him, you know, later. So I can at least get some pages to show. But if you go into a book that you're saying is going to be a 48, 68 page book, or is 68 pages possible? Yes, it is. I guess it is, but you know, a 60-page book,
64 probably,
64-page book, and you've got 5 pages done. Oh, and my campaign stops in 30 days. So your campaign stops in 30 days, and okay, everybody, the book will be out in March. See you. I mean, you know, in 30 days ends today. Most people had this idea that when the campaign ends, the book should be ready to go, and that might be that's probably a wrong
perception.
I don't know why they would think that if it says very clearly in the campaign that the books are going to be shipped at a certain time, you know, so they shouldn't think that, but I don't know.
Well, I'm going to cut down on all of my investing until, you know, especially on people that I've already got. I'm waiting on campaigns for.
Yeah, I mean, until I
start seeing some product, you know.
Well, you know, until you guys started, you know, really driving me and pushing me for it, my attitude has always been wait until the books are done and then get them.
Well, when you're doing crowdfunding, in my mind, you need to have a big enough audience so that you know you're going to clear that hurdle of your minimum. I think that's the first important thing. That's why I'm not out there doing a crowdfunding campaign, because, you know, I want more people to know me, and I want more subscribers. I want more people eager for the product before I kick it out. But I'm not gonna do a crowdfunding campaign until the book's so close to being done. I know the exact date that they can have it in their hands.
Well, I think the unique position that we're in is that we've been able to sit back and enjoy the successes and the failures of those who've gone before us.
Yeah, that's the whole key, is to learn
that may be true, but
foibles and awful mistakes. And there have been a lot of lame brain mistakes pulled on crowdfunding not just within the last year, within the last 10, 15 years.
Yeah. I mean, in the last 10, 15 hours.
There's also been some really good campaigns out there that have been very successful, that hit their marks, that are doing good products, you know.
Trico Luckins says, Professor Trico Luckins says, I've backed 6 or 8 books and I've only received one when they say I will receive it. Also, most of them were guys here in Michigan that I knew, and the book was still late.
Yeah, well, that knowing them doesn't keep them from hitting that mark. A lot of these guys too are also doing their first book, and you and I, Varian, have a lot of experience publishing books, so we've got an idea of what goes into getting a book prepped and getting it to the printer. And
each book comes with its own unique set of circumstances.
Unique, yeah. And anything can and will probably go wrong.
Yeah.
But it's doing that. That's why you need to go. I'm waiting on a couple of these guys to see what type of products come out.
I'll tell you guys.
It was also one of the main reasons I jumped into Doug TeNaples' campaign for Earthworm Jim was because I saw that book and it was gorgeous.
I'll tell you guys a story that even Ted does not know about his book, Retrieve. We printed the book.
Should it wait until Ted's here?
No. Yeah. It's probably best he's not here. We printed the book and got a call, and they said, "Hey, there's no words in this book at all." And what? There's no words. And what had happened is that the version that I had uploaded was the one without the lettering, with no words. And I'm thankful that I had a printer that caught that, because
that would have been expensive.
Yeah, that would have been expensive. Set of books, silent comic. It was my fault. But the printer, I guess they ran off there. They wait a minute, this doesn't have any words. I'm not sure if he actually printed it. I should clear that up. I'm not sure if they actually printed it or they were checking their digital copy, and they sent me an email, and I told my wife, I'm like, what did I do wrong? And we went and looked at the file that I sent, and it was the file that had just the page, just the art. No, it was before Ted had actually did the lettering, because Ted did his own lettering for Retrieve, issue number 1. And it was almost a big mistake on my part, but that was a boneheaded mistake we talk about. And luckily it had cost me no time, because they sent the email. I happened to be at the computer and was able to turn it around and repair it, so I didn't even lose my spot in the queue to get printed. But that was that type of mistake, if you're not around, can cost you days, if not weeks. Or if you have a printer who doesn't know, they print the file. So when you sent it, sorry, and you got to pay again. So I mean, there's a lot of mistakes a lot of things can go wrong. But honestly,
that's also an advantage of knowing your printer.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Having the printer know you, so that they can call up and go, "This didn't look right."
Here's the deal, guys. So if that would have happened, if the book would have been printed with no letters, no lettering, I would have blamed it on the managing editor of Last Call Comics.
Oh,
I would have blamed it totally on the managing editor. What is his name? T.J. Lutkins or something like that. He's a professor or something. I totally would have blamed it on him. I would have said this is an oversight, and Mr. Lutkins should be, chased out of the industry. But I didn't do that. The error was caught. But yeah, when you're crowdfunding, I personally would like to get my book, in a perfect world, get my book at least 70% complete, so that the people aren't waiting. Because I mean, there has to be a point where you end it, where you can, now, okay, well, I need to go have this many books printed that is fulfill X, Y, and Z.
Right.
So I would say, perfect world, 30 days before I intend to go to print. But then again, depending on where I'm printing, like we ran the numbers last week, guys. On-demand printing might not be the best for a crowdfunded book. You're gonna have to go.
Depending on your numbers. Yep. You have to mass produce. And if it's your first book, you better be ready.
And then you not just that, you have to take account. You have to take shipping into account. I paid $15 for a book the other day. $15 for shipping for a book that I instantly regretted. $15 shipping and handling for a book. But then on top of that, I paid $30 for a comic yesterday. A regular 24-page book comic. It was a special comic though. A special comic, but still, I needed it. I had to have it.
Had to have it.
You had to
What
have.
was it? Cyberfrog Blood Hunting or something?
No. It was Spider-Man actually. The 9/11 issue.
Mm.
And I'm like, you know what?
Oh, so you're saying you paid for a back issue? That's different.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I wouldn't. Yeah.
That wasn't a crowdfunded book.
No. Well,
eBay purchase, not just, but that was an eBay purchase probably or someplace.
I was at Second and Charles.
Store. Second and Charles.
Yeah.
I didn't know they offered higher prices on back issues.
Oh yeah.
Tons of them.
They got some stuff up there that's in the couple $100 range, and it's like, who's pricing this stuff? And you know, the sons. No, I won't call them the sons of bitches, but they had 2 copies of the book, and one copy, the copy that I got, was the better copy. There, because there was the copy that was, you know, like it been on the shelf. You know, like you go into a store and pick it up. Yeah. That and it didn't have the VG sticker on it, because I feel that anytime I see a VG sticker on the book, stands for me. That's my initials, but it's supposed to, apparently it means very good. I didn't know that all these years. No, I knew that. But and look, they want me to buy this book. It's got my initials on it. But the thing is, they had another one right behind that, and there was this white, because the cover is all black. There's this white, like, kind of like somebody took an eraser to it, took some of the ink up. Well, I guess somebody had been folding the book back and forth. And I'm like, oh, I don't want that. Then I realized I was a kid. And the guy said, well, aren't you expected? So I'm in the store, and curse you, Randy. Curse you. You have me doing this now.
Don't curse me. It's saving you money.
You have me doing this now.
Yeah.
So
looking at that gap in the spine. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So now I'm in the comic store. I look like a total dweeb. I'm like this. Ew. It's like foxing along the edges. You know, because when you're looking at the books,
nothing wrong with that.
You have to call out every error you see. Trico says, words are overrated anyway. Dave Supreme is laughing at one of the boneheaded things we said. And Trico says, no words. Variant would have went Mark Wade on me. Fix this now. Yeah.
Fix this now.
Fix this now. You know, that's one of Trico's books here.
Yeah.
That's one of Trico's books. Magma Man. I guess Magma Man.
Magma Man.
Mind the Gap. But that's okay, because every book
just a sign of print on demand.
Every book I have has that gap. It's okay.
Have that typing paper gap.
You know, I'm going to be putting all of our books under a type of pressure thing now on this side, on the seam, make it go away. Now I'm like, it's unsightly. I see it now. I can't unsee it.
It's going to take a copy of a Harlequin romance book that they still print. By the way, I found one at Myers up to my newsprint printer and say how much does this cost to get done? Because that might be kind of cool to do a graphic novel in that format.
So yeah, then you got to worry about your printer. You got to make sure you got a good printer, and then you got to come home and figure out how you're going to do fulfillment. Are you going to hire a company to do fulfillment, which means less money for you, obviously? Are you going to do it yourself? We do all of our orders here. If someone orders something from the store, there's a good chance that my wife or I packed it. As a matter of fact, there's a better than good chance that one of us packed it. Occasionally, we'll get my son to do it, but you know, you got to take that stuff into account, and I think that's where a lot of these guys are falling into. You know,
that's their first books, and they're not prepared. All of these guys are the guys who worked for the mainstream comics have all been a cog in a machine. That's all that they've done. All they know is how to do the artwork. They don't know how to put the production work together, or get it to the printer, or deal with the printer, or get it shipped to wherever and mail it out to the customer. So they're all learning. So that's why it's important before anybody does this, before anybody crowdfunds a book, to get out there and start looking on YouTube and listen to these people, the problems that they're having, in order to save yourself some money by spending a little time and learning from everybody else's mistake.
That's a giggle uncontrollably. That's what once they make mistakes, I laugh. I do understand though that the crowdfunded books, you have to be. The other thing you have to be careful of is that you could incidentally enter another tax bracket. And that is something that you probably want to get an accountant for. That's the last pitfall.
Well, we had that discussion a few weeks back. You should always have an accountant anyway.
Yeah. Make sure you get an accountant.
Unless you know accounting.
Yeah.
Even then, there's a lot of things that I wouldn't, I've had my butt saved so many times. All I can say is thank goodness they're out there.
Mm-hmm. So let me see here. It's gonna bring up this graphic, but I'm unable to right now. So, you guys are all obviously you've done cons before. I have a question for you. If you do a Comic-Con,
that's hypothetical.
No, it's not hypothetical. It's actually exactly what type of service do you expect? Okay, would you be a little weirded out if a Comic-Con called you to verify your attendance? Like, are you gonna be here? Like, you don't know them. You never did their show before. You booked the table, and they call you to verify your attendance. Would you be weirded out by that at all?
Quite frankly, if you're a convention coordinator and they've paid for your table, if they don't show up, whoops.
Yeah,
you still have money.
Hold on, but would you be weirded out if the convention calls you, their coordinator calls you and says, "Hey, hi Randy, hi Louis, we're just calling to verify that you're going to be at our show."
Why would that be unusual?
Well, it's never happened.
Especially lately, I get it at almost every show, but I don't attend that many shows anymore. But I do get it. Yeah.
So they do call you and ask.
Are you coming? Yeah, I'm coming. Good.
Calls or texts, something, usually on Facebook, but
yeah, especially for guests, because you want to promote those people. Like I just found out yesterday that Bill Loebs is coming to the show. So this morning I was able to put a thing up there, but he missed the poster.
Yeah, I'm not a guest. I'm not a guest. My wife was a little weirded out, and Dave Supreme says, I'll be a little nervous. And the reason why is because that's never happened ever. And I've been doing this since 2008. I've never got a follow-up. I mean, other than you with you, Randy.
Well, that's because when you pay for your table, they just expect you to be there. And if you're not there, they still got your money.
Well, yeah, I mean, I pay for this table. I'm not a guest. I pay for this table, but it's like no one's ever called. And so in my mind, I'm thinking, are they calling to see how it's going to actually make? Do they do it and not have they not have a table? Like, oh shit, we got to hurry and fit this guy in. He's actually coming.
That's part of the accepted contract. Once you send your money in, and it's accepted, or your check is cashed, or whatever, your PayPal's taken in. You expect to have a table. It's part of the contract.
Yeah. I just never had anybody call before and verify like a doctor's appointment. Are you going to be here? Okay. Now it's at the tone. Maybe I should start expecting that now from shows. You didn't even call to see if I was going to be here. You. In all my years of doing conventions,
some do, some don't. I mean,
all depends upon their coordination etiquette.
Yeah.
So I know, like Mike Hodges, who runs a big show, Grand Rapids Con. He contacts me a couple times to make sure I'm still coming.
Really? Yeah. Really? That's interesting.
But then we have friendly conversations all the time too. So it's the same with my shows. Like when I talk to you, I go, "Hey, you're still making the show, right?"
Well, yeah, that's the thing. It's like I know we were gonna have that conversation, but I just never had it from the show, and it kind of weirded us both out. My wife and I, we were a little puzzled, and she told me, she's like,
take a deep breath. It's okay.
Yeah.
Is that for the show this weekend that you're going to?
No. It's a show after that. So there's a
lot of shows coming up right in a row. So.
Yeah. Trico Luckin says, "Hi, this is the convention. Are you coming to the con? Also, what do you have to spare key to your house?" LOL.
That's the passwords for your Facebook account. Yeah.
They got that. Trico also says, "My tax bracket went up from poor to slightly less poor."
I jumped a few brackets last year, but that's because the wife was on Severance.
Yeah. You notice that
She was collecting 2 checks, and I had a really good commercial year. So it's like, holy crap.
my wife talked her best friend into going to college. And
She's not her best friend anymore.
I know, I'm like, why would you sign your best friend up for a life of debt and student loan debt and stuff? And yeah,
Elizabeth Warren gets in, and all of that debt will be forgiven. Of course,
Yeah.
of course. Well, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Never. Don't mean to talk politics. This is a comic show. Let's talk comics.
We have I know that certain people in comics now they're trying to there's a new craze, Randy. I don't know if you heard about it.
Craze?
Lewis, I don't know if you heard about it either. It's a new craze.
Fad, or is it a phenomenon?
It could be a fad. I make sure I gotta make sure that I fad for D. Fad. Okay. and it's that there people are working on their covers like crazy, and they're trying to do all these cover gimmicks. Now, I got a pal that just asked me yesterday, hey man, who's printing lenticular covers? I told him I don't know who's printing lenticular covers. And
sounds like a problem for a urologist.
And I told him I don't know who's printing those covers. And even if I did know,
Doc, I've got a problem with my ventricular. Anyway,
I told him even if I did know who printed them, I suggest you don't put one on a comic because it'll be just your luck. They won't be able. Your comic printer won't do it, and they'll have an issue trying to figure out how to actually attach that cover. So
let's look at it for a while. Probably sit on it for 2 months.
I looked at it. I said, "Well,
attach it to the comic." Yeah.
I told him, I said, because I would love to do. I've been looking at doing those prints that the lenticular prints that turn and the image changes as you move them around. I would love to do one of those. I love to do it, but I thought, man, now seeing what's happened to some of these books with chromium covers, and I'm like, maybe not.
Well, if you go back and actually do your research,
I'll stay in my lane.
You'll see that whenever Marvel and DC used to do a ventricular cover, except for I think the last run of DC's were different. I think they found somebody who could actually do them as a cover. But the majority of them were printed outside and then pasted onto the cover.
Yeah.
Especially back in the 90s and 2000s. There was a reason for that because it took so long to get it in.
Right.
And you couldn't depend on it, hitting as soon as it hit. You had to send it to the printer who would then glue it to the cover.
Like the old hollow foil or the little hologram that you put on the Spider-Man books and the X-Men books.
Same thing, same idea, same basic concept.
Yeah, there wasn't really to the art.
A series of covers a couple of years back that were ventricular and actually part of the cover. That was kind of cool that you could wiggle and have a different image show up. That was kind of hot, but they probably had to plan for that a couple months in advance.
Yeah. And so a lot of people trying to do it now. And I get a buddy said, "Hey, could we do one?"
When you say a lot of people, do you mean people in crowdfunding, or do you mean the industry as a whole?
Well, I've seen it a lot in crowdfunding now, and independent comics. People that I know personally are wondering, hey, what can I do? Can I maybe add some chrome to the side? Maybe I'll make the character's abilities. I have a friend who's got a character with electric powers, and his idea was he wanted to take the electric powers and make them shiny.
Is that that's the person who's no longer freelancing?
No, it's another one.
Okay.
Yeah. And it's
everything runs in waves.
Mhm.
And the crowdfunding guys, some of them started reading comics back in the 90s when all these gimmick crap started up.
Yeah.
And some of them are just, if I put an extra bell and whistle on it, I'll be able to move it faster in the crowd. That's not how it works. These people actually need to sit there and do their research and look. Once you
talk to the local retailers.
Quality to your book, what?
They also need to talk to the local retailers.
A lot of these crowdfunding books aren't going through retailers, Lewis.
It doesn't matter.
They're just going directly to the customer.
I understand that, but it doesn't matter. The point I'm getting at here is these retailers are having it from the big companies, and they're not moving because they have to order so many books now just to get one of those type of books that it's not worth it to even bother doing that. So it's not, they're not doing it for the big companies. Why should you be doing it for an independent, really, at this point?
It's like a whole different animal if you don't have to order 25 books in order to get the 1 in 25 variant.
Yeah.
Or the 26 books in order to get the 1 in 25 variant,
Right, because I just got like...
you just order, you spend the extra 10 or 15 bucks and get the, special cover or whatever.
Because I don't know what it is. There was 2 titles yesterday. I was told I was only going to get one cover instead of the other cover because they couldn't get the third or whatever special variant because it cost too much for them to get it. They don't order enough issues of it. And I'm like, okay. I mean, it's no bother to me then as long as I get the book. But, some people would probably have a fit. To me, it's like, you're there to buy a story, not a cover. But that's me.
If you're, and let me see here, because I know they have, if you are listening to us on IndieVolt Radio, I did run a little ad on IndieVolt Radio the other day telling people to contact us on the AMA app while we're live if you want, and you that is available, and we do have 2 questions in there. What I did for IndieVolt guys is for IndieVolt Radio is I have a additional app set up where people can write in questions real time.
Cool.
For us.
That's cool. Good for you.
So maybe we'll get some people from Germany or France or
yeah. I told,
as long as they can translate it from their native, if they're not speaking English, that's
might be. I didn't think about that after. I was like, man, I should have told them English only because we're I have to figure out how to type it and pull it over. But I can only access it through my phone or my tablet. But I just found a workaround here in the site here where I can read them. So one of the questions is when I'm crowdfunding a book, exactly how much? Okay, when crowdfunding a book, exactly how much should I stop at before my tax bracket changes? That depends on your tax bracket.
There's no way to the country you're in. If you're in the States, you're going to need to squirrel away a good 27 to 30% of any of the money of any of the top money that you gather in order to pay your taxes on.
Yeah, you should
figure a little less than a third.
Yeah, I mean, if you obviously if you make $1 million, you probably change it. Yeah.
Stick about 300,000 in a interest bearing account or a CD account that you can get back before April.
Yeah.
Make it earn money while you're sitting on it, but you're gonna have to sit on it.
Yeah. It'd be nice to sit on it, dude. Sit on that money and don't touch it.
Let's just take a dive in it. Go swimming.
Yeah, okay, Scrooge McDuck.
Yeah. I just bought a Scrooge McDuck toy the other day. I love Scrooge. I'm gonna put him right here behind my computer to remind me.
No, you gotta put him where we can see him, just like Yoda.
Yeah, I guess I could put him. I put him over there.
That's Viking Yoda.
Challenge we will. Yeah, that's anyway. Now let's see here. Next one is and this person is distinctly American. The problem with the app is it doesn't allow you to put a name up there, but it says, have you tried going to a comic store lately and asking the owner anything? Those guys are rude. Go to a different store. Go check around.
It all depends upon your store location and how badly that retailer wants to make money.
Yeah.
I mean, there's complete jerks, absolutely, and then there's people who are decent. So,
and also keep in mind that a lot of these retailers are just struggling. I mean, just struggling to cover their ends every week. Yeah. So that might not put them in the best of moods that they want to sit there and talk, especially if it's a single owner store.
Yeah.
And then if it's not a single owner store, you could run into a snot-nosed kid or somebody who was hired just to be a pretty face behind the counter who really don't know anything, and they're offended that you're even, trying to test them. So every store is different. So you just have to, if you don't get a good vibe from a store, go to a different store.
Yeah, it's I would probably go to a different store very quickly and find out. Some people might even try to dissuade you. Like, you don't want to do this. You don't want to do comics. Just go to business school.
I've had a lot of retailing experience. I met my wife while I was working at a comic shop.
Mhm.
The best salesmen out there are those guys who can get that twinkle, or girls that can get that twinkle in their eye, who actually know the product, that see somebody come up and buy book A and they're able to recommend book B and C.
Mhm.
You know, or if you're picking up this issue, do you have the other 2 issues before that, or something like that? And they're always out there looking to help not to hinder or be a bother to the customer, but to help that customer get the maximum reading experience possible. And those stores are out there, and they're real gems. And those are usually the stores that stick around forever.
David Supreme says it's very few good retailers. I always shop around. Yeah. I used to go to a local comic shop. Used to. I used to, and then there was a point where my weekly comic book bill, Lola would often yell at me because it was pretty damn high. I was spending about $80 a week on comics.
Oh,
Which
wow.
I mean,
Whole $80.
Yeah, well, the problem is $80 you end up getting 9 comics nowadays, right?
It all depends, yeah. But yeah, you're close.
I was doing
fine, yeah.
I was doing about $80 a week, and I mean, it's like, hey, I could be putting this $80 towards something else, but I mean, I had a mix of Marvel, Image, DC stuff, and then $80 is pretty much where I cut myself off at. There were points where I had to put stuff into my pull box to hold it, but you stop doing that, and there's a couple things that make you stop going to stores, and that shitty attitude is one. From the retailer.
That's usually a big one. A retailer, a counter person.
The other thing was I had to actually, well, first of all,
it's not just the attitude of the retailer or employees, it's also the community that frequents the store that can be a problem for some people too.
Patrons, yeah.
Well,
because I'm tired of walking into a store and I wait my turn to be to get my books, and you have to listen to them bitch basically about everything that's wrong with comics. That's like, why are you here? If everything you buy is something that you can't stand, that can be very disappointing.
Well, one of the things to make me stop going to my local store, well, there's a few things, but one of the things, the first crack was, for one, well, when you go into my pull box, because I've pulled a comic, I said I want this book when it comes out, and I see a customer who does not have a pull box walking out the store for that book, and you tell me, oh yeah, man, that guy really wanted the book. So I sold it to him, but that was my copy of that book. Yeah, I'm sorry. And I know that you sold it to that guy for a little bit more than the cover price. You went on eBay real quick, looked it up. Oh crap! Yeah, that book's going for $20 right now. Yeah, could you give me $20 for it? Okay, sure. And you sold it to him. Then you give me $5. I mean, he gave me $5. Well, here, you can go to the store and pick it up. It's like, I can't. It's sold out everywhere. But I had it in my pull box because, I like that particular character. And the problem with that is, though, is that that was one of the first things that happened. You make a pull box, you expect your stuff to be in there, not the person goes around. And I also had to go to the comic store before. Randy, I kind of did one of your things where you said you were a kid, you were walking past the store. Me and Lola would go to the store right before we knew his books were getting there. We did this, and we helped him sort the books and put them on the shelf. There's 2 reasons. One, so I can get my damn books, because there was a good chance they had to be put in the pull box, and somebody came in with more money than, willing to pay $15 for that book, that he'd sell it to him, right? And it'd be mine that he would sell.
That's gotten to be a real problem, especially lately, from what I've heard. That Diamond's been allocating a lot of stuff. Isn't coming through, and they're allocating it out to the stores, so it's almost like a game of musical chairs.
I want to get into store ownership, but Lewis, you had mentioned when I said my my amount was like $80 a week,
Mm-hmm.
and you said, "Oh wow, a whole $80. Is that a low amount for you?"
Yeah.
Yeah, in your more solvent days. Then.
Even now.
Oh, so you're over $80 a week now.
I think so. Yeah.
What are you finding to spend over $80 on? What are you reading? What books?
Oh, geez. Well, let's see. I just got Snow Glass Apples hardcover with by Neil Gaiman and Colleen Dorn. That was 30 right there.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, those are hardcovers though. That's not individual issues.
As far as the individual issues, let's see. Because I mean, I don't buy a lot of singles. I'm always getting trades. And
yeah, it's easy to get up over that. I mean, when I said I was talking about what they call floppies. I was
okay. Well, floppies. Well, no, I have floppies today. I mean, I get a lot of stuff, but it doesn't usually come in all at once. It gets staggered,
No, I was I'm talking about 8 hours worth of single issue comics coming home and going through them, and my wife would get pissed at me too because I'd go.
You get time to read it all.
Oh yeah, comics would go right under my armpit and right into the bathroom. And
okay,
I'd come out, and Lola can tell you. I don't know if you guys can hear. How long was bathroom breaks?
About an hour or so.
Yeah, she's about an hour or so.
My wife says I do that too, but I don't. Not nearly that long.
I would be in there.
I think the last comic I read on the John was the trade paperback of Green Lantern Rebirth.
Mm.
So that was that literally 2 sittings. It was done.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
but that's modern storytelling for you.
Yeah. Yeah. I've dropped the. I've had to go to the bathroom. I try not to take comics in the bathroom now, but at one point there was a stack of comics in this little stand next to the toilet. Nice chunk of comics that I would.
Right where I expected everybody to put their Flint comics.
Yeah.
Right in that bathroom rack or little basket or whatever that they have next to the toilet. When they want.
Not gonna lie, there's been some Flint comics in there.
I bet.
There's been some Flint comics in the bathroom. Yeah.
Flint's favorite bathroom reader. That's what we used to call ourselves. Yeah.
I remember I had to cast a large thread out once because my mother would when she would take as the Flint comics. This is very early on when I first started getting paper from you. So this is around issue.
You can't insult me. I've told people they line their birdcage with the Flint comics. I say thank you.
Oh, it was around issue 40 or so when she's like,
"Thanks for hanging on to it."
Hey, well, no, this is like when I first started getting the issues. I think you were doing about issue 40, 45 around that point. It must have been in the 40s, but it was like, I need some packing paper from my boxes. Because she was getting ready to move, and she said, could you you got a bunch of paper out there in your garage.
Mm-hmm. I'll just take it, wad it up, and use it for packing.
Yeah, and I'm like, I got newspaper out there in the garage. I'm trying to think, like, I don't collect newspapers. I don't even get the paper delivered. What's she talking about? And I go out and I look, and I'm like, oh no, not these. These are, and you can, don't you go get some bubble wrap from the store or something? You can't.
The first time that happened. I've done art projects with my back issues before.
Have you?
Yeah. I did a great spark draw. I wish I'd have taken a picture of it because I was really happy with the way it ended up. Mm-hmm. I did. It was for a charity event downtown because I thought I would, be charitable and make an impression on the downtown art people. But I ended up doing a drawing of the spark flying. And then I cut out pictures of the spark from the Flint Comics newspaper and pasted it all into the background, and cut the picture in color. This was in black and white, and I was able to go through and lacquer it, so it gave it kind of a nice old brown hue almost. And took the picture of spark flying and pasted it on top of it. Pasted the logo in underneath that I printed out. It turned out to be a really nice art piece. I guess it sold for, I don't know, $300-400 when it was all done. But I didn't make my. I wish I'd have taken a picture of it because it was pretty awesome. But it was like a little decoupage type out. But yeah, I've had other people use the paper for other artistic endeavors too. So.
And when you have you ever had anybody call you and say, hey, Randy, I use your paper to line my bird cage. You ever had anybody say that?
They didn't call me, but they mentioned it at a show, and I'm like, yeah, that's cool. Go ahead. Well, I've posted the picture and the video a couple of times of the guys that pack it up over the urinal.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever you got to do, as long as it gets read, that's cool.
Yeah. You said you stepped away to do something?
Huh?
Yeah. I stepped away to go get my receipts from the comic shop.
Okay.
And not including your trades. The last 5 weeks, just the singles was, and this is with discount, by the way. It was $20, $22.50, $12, $25, and $40, and that's just for the singles. And that's, for me, that's saying something, because as you know, I don't buy any Marvel or DC anymore, so it's just a matter of what's in, But then once you start adding the trade, it's usually 3-figure.
Yeah. I can't see myself. I mean, obviously, I'm buying books. I'm doing crowdfunded books right now, but I'm going back and I'm getting some of the old stuff. I'm actually rebuying issues. I'm turning to Randy. I'm buying issues that I know I already have, but I'm buying them because I think these are in better condition than the ones I have. Like the ones I have, I know I've read through.
I don't know what makes
you let your son have the old one
for key issues. So.
No, I think. Oh, I know. I think what's happened is I went down to your collection, and I seen like I need more books.
I didn't have to buy those, buddy. I bought them. All right, I didn't buy them, but I printed them.
Yeah,
I got cases.
I went and I got Batman. Some of the books I'm buying from just I mentioned to you, Randy, earlier. I'm buying from an emotional standpoint.
Yeah.
I bought Batman, Shadow of the Bat, the last Arkham series again.
Right.
Even though I own this book series, I'm buying it again because I'm like, oh well, these are like the ones I have. I had those since 2000, not 2000. I had those since I was a kid. So like the 90s. Mm-hmm. So I went and bought them again because hey, here these books are. They've probably been bagged and boarded their entire existence.
Yeah,
and they're in better condition than the ones that I have. So I'm gonna buy these and long box them. And I do have a favor to ask you though. I picked up my mother a copy of Wonder Woman. It says 100, but I know it's not 100. It's probably one of their mini reboots they did in the 90s. Has a sparkly cover. It says I think She Will Fall or Fall Amazon or something like that.
Not familiar, but go ahead.
Bill Loeb's worked on it.
Mm-hmm.
And he's gonna be at the show this week.
Yeah.
I don't know if Bill charges for autographs.
No.
My wife is too shy to go over and ask him for an autograph. Yeah. Could you do it for me?
I'll sign it. Sure.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, it's because my mother's never had.
I should take my IDW collection of Journey over there and have him sign it. So.
That's probably Bill's last issue of Wonder Woman before Byrne took over.
Okay.
If I remember right.
Trico says, is Lewis reading porn comics? How come he wants to specifically what he reads? LOL. Also, no judgment on porn comics.
Trico, show up tonight because I've got about 17 reviews on Quote the Raven. You're going to find out just what I'm reading.
Are they porn comics? Are they?
No.
Oh man. I think that I think the last I did pick up a book many years ago. And I opened it up, and I could not believe it when I got home. It was full of it was a Japanese book.
Oh, I got something that's actually worse than porn comic.
This one was about a girl who is a manga comic, and she woke up with a male appendage.
Mm-hmm. Oh, jeez!
And the male appendage was possessed. It could talk, and it would lead her around. And
Japanese.
Yeah, it was a Japanese manga book, yeah. And it would talk and
sounds like a creation of mine.
it talked and I remember
that's weird.
this guy in the book, she had a boyfriend, and the boyfriend finally got a chance to get in her pants, but she's got this male appendage flapping about as well.
Well, yeah.
And the guy says, if I remember correctly, he's like, "Whoa, what's that?" And she says, she tells him where it happened, and I just woke up and it was there after touching some silly statue or something. And he's like, "Well, you keep that thing away from me. It's the, you know what I want." And it's because he's doing it, and the thing is talking to her, and it's like it's talking, and it's going about doing all her friends and everything. And it was one issue, but it's like 64 pages, something like that. 67.
There was a series out years ago called Yummy Fur by Chester Brown.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That had a guy who was standing at the urinal and had his, I believe he had his member caught in an interdimensional shift and had the tip of it replaced with Ronald Reagan's head. That would speak to him.
Oh, what are you doing?
It was Happy the Clown. It's really classic underground, just phenomenal stuff. Just a lot of it, I think, was stream of consciousness.
I have to go to the bathroom.
Exactly.
Best hurry.
Then I always left a bad taste in Ronald's mouth.
I love it. I love it. I love it.
I believe it was I thought there was a collection of it coming out. I'm not sure if it ever made it or not, but Chester was I think it was Chester Brown.
Mm-hmm.
Did that. It was amazing. I used to wait. That was one of those titles that you always waited to get the next issue on. At the shop 4 weeks later. It's a new Yummy Fur in, and it ran for 40 or 50 issues.
Really?
It was a big independent book. Yeah.
Speaking of presidential things, do you know I was asked if I wanted to put in the background back here?
Huh?
I'm like, no. Why would I want that?
A large picture, a large balloon of a bloated Trump.
No, a Trumpy bear.
Trumpy bear.
And you putting back troll your viewers. I'm like, well, no, hell no. Yeah. I already wear a coonskin hat. I think I'm trolling them enough. I don't. I'm not gonna wear. I'm supposed to put them right there on top of one of the printers. I'm gonna put the Trumpy bear right here. Everyone's gonna see it. And yeah. Randy and Lewis, I believe I sent you guys the article about the Barack comics.
No.
I didn't send it to you. I sent it to Randy.
You sent it to me, Barack the Barbarian.
Yeah, I forwarded it to you, Lewis. There was a bit of problems that people were saying that it's saying it was racist. I don't feel that it was racist. Barack the Barbarian. In fact, Randy, you made me think about it. Barack probably enjoyed it.
I thought it was funny. All depends on how they wrote it.
Yeah, I mean,
if it was propaganda or anti-Barack or anti-Obama sentiment or whatever, but sounded funny. Barack's a great name for a barbarian.
Yeah, and the guy remember too. Barack is a comic book fan.
Yeah, huge comic book fan.
Yeah,
or at least he was a professed comic book fan back when he was being elected.
Yeah.
I love comics. Vote for me.
Yeah.
Yes, I want to be on the cover of Savage Dragon.
Yeah, he's on the cover of Savage Dragon, Spider-Man. I President Grant, would there'd be a stack of books.
Those guys that are doing the English reprints, all they have to do that are running into problems with Diamond, all they got to do now is switch the name Conan for Barack. It'd be perfect.
I'm going to, if I was president, there'd be a stack of books there, but you guys would be amazed about how much stuff gets retconned by presidential decree, presidential order. Like, yeah, I wish the president messages about this book. He says we have to retcon this, all of it. That's right.
I want to see Trump do a tweet. I read Spider-Man number 451 and loved it. Thought it was awesome. Let's see that happen. That'd be right in his wheelhouse.
Yeah, President Grant will do it. President Grant will do it. He's
President Grant. Yeah.
President Grant will do it. I am for sale.
You'd be like Teddy Roosevelt and read all the comics next to the fire in front of the radio.
Mm-hmm.
for the underprivileged kids who couldn't spend a dime on a newspaper, or the paper shortages that were too short, that kept the print runs low.
Yeah, I'd be a good president. I could be a good president.
And this little orphan Annie is talking to Daddy Warbucks. Yeah.
I just said I'd be a good president, and I got a little cackle from the peanut gallery over here.
Fireside chats were.
What do you mean? I'd be a great president. I wouldn't bomb anybody. She said we'd be doomed, but I wouldn't bomb anybody. I would not declare war on a country. On a person, yes. On a country, no. So yeah. I also speaking of indie comics, and that's what we're here for. I recently discovered that
some guy named Wally Wood.
I recently discovered
who's this dude Spider? I'd never heard of him before.
Some indie artists.
Icon Devil. What the hell was that?
Anyway. Those books are those books are. Well, here's the thing. There people are saying now that there's a class system in indie comics.
A what?
A class system.
A class or cast?
Class, as in there's levels of indie comics.
Cast too.
It's always been there because I've always been classier than everybody else. There's got to be a system.
Some of these books are.
Just kidding, of course.
Yeah. Wait. Here's our historical our history checker.
Oh yeah, that's what I meant. Roosevelt.
Yeah, Fireside.
FDR. Did I say that? I'm sorry. It was FDR.
Well,
sorry, Draco. You are the history professor.
Yeah.
I knew it was a Roosevelt.
Which one of them was the proposed cross-dresser?
That was Hoover, J. Edgar Hoover.
Okay.
He ran the FBI for years.
Yeah.
That was a time glitch. He wasn't really a cross-dresser until somebody went back in time and changed his closet around.
Leonardo DiCaprio, right? That was Leonardo DiCaprio. Okay.
I don't know if it was DiCaprio.
Probably Scott Bakula.
No,
I'm sure.
It
might not even have happened yet, but it happened in the past. So
DiCaprio,
big cross-dresser. That's where a lot of the Mandela effect comes from. It's people going back in time, changing things.
DiCaprio played Hoover in the movie.
Yeah.
That
was back when he was inventing vacuum cleaners. No, not really. Different movie.
Oh man, that's great. I believe in the Mandela effect now. I used to just think it was BS until a video game I remember got wiped from existence, and I feel like I'm going crazy every time I think about it. But yeah, what was the class?
Somebody obviously didn't like that video game. Went back and kept it from being made.
They should have. I'm kind of glad they did it. I wish they did it, and I didn't remember it now.
It's like that guy that got arrested at the last election when he was trying to go for Trump because he had to keep him from being president because of the timeline.
I gotta stop this.
Exactly. I'm sure he wasn't the only one who made the attempt. He was just the only one that they hit the news.
Yeah. There's the class system in comics says that now not only is there gatekeeping at the upper levels, they're saying there's gatekeeping in indie comics now.
There's always gatekeeping.
I will admit to noticing cliquish behavior.
That's just typical. That's always been comics.
That's typical, and the thing is, I've probably benefited from a lot of that cliquish behavior because I'm always in the cliques. No, I know everybody. I not everybody, but I know a lot of people, and but no one's ever stopped me from doing a comic or keeping my comic out of a store. Now, things I've been as a result of some of the cliques, I have been I didn't get into a con on time, or I didn't get into a show because I got to make room for this guy and his 8 friends who want tables, and that's fine. That's I guess that's something that just happens, and it's been happening for years, and it'll probably never stop. But I will say this, and if you can point out any type of what word am I looking for? If you can point out something in the industry where you've been gate kept, something that happened to you, let us know. Write in, call in. I'm gonna have a number up here pretty soon. People can actually call in, or ask for an invite. Come into the show and talk to us about it.
Call the IndieVolt hotline.
Yeah, and tell us, hey, and give us specifics. Hey, Varian Grant made it so that I can't come to a Comic-Con anymore. I've done that to one person, but they weren't a
creator. It was someone else.
Yeah, they weren't a creator, and they deserved it. But yeah, I would say, write into us, and I want to hear about it.
Did you do that, or did they do that to themselves?
They did to themselves. I just
you just expedited the process.
I made sure there was enough signatures on the petition to push that bill through Congress. All this presidential political talk today. Randy, have you ever felt you were in competition with another publisher?
Everybody's in competition when you're publishing.
Well, did you ever feel like that stiff comp? Like, did you ever think another publisher sent a shot at Arrow Comics?
Well, there's a classic ad that I ran. We took out a full page ad in the CB Comics Buyer's Guide after the Realm came out. That these silly guys that were doing all these other fantasy books, the Adventurers and the Crypt and the Dungeoneers. That's what it was called. Mm-hmm. And I ran their covers on an ad and said, imitation is the sincerest form of flattery. Thank you. And then ran the Realm underneath that, and we were at like Realm 6 or 7 at the time. And then our tagline was when comics are looking for a direction, it takes an arrow to point the way. And we ticked a couple of people off with that. That was a great ad. Got a lot of attention. We had writers, not the writers who had written those comics, but friends of the writers that had written. Why are you doing this for? This isn't an imitation. Say, oh yeah, it is. We were first. It'd be like seeing Walking Dead after Dead World come out 20 years before. Where'd you get that idea? Well, we got that idea from all the zombie. Yeah, okay. Well, whatever. Well, how come you're using all of these things in your first issue? That's the same as the first issue. Anyway.
And some of that stuff wasn't like, it's not like a zombie comic trope. It was kind of unique to
it's just an amazing coincidence.
Yeah.
From somebody who had never read the book.
Yeah.
Ever. That was his story. I've never seen. I had no idea that book.
That's not the only thing he's done that way,
Oh yeah, I was waiting. He announced he was going to do a book called Space Dog. I was waiting for it to show up. I'm serious. I'm dead serious.
Yeah.
He had already done the Realm, and I told Gary Reed at the time that he needed to send him a cease and desist because he with Image he printed Tales from the Realm before he did Walking Dead. And I said, dude, you need to send this guy. I said, no, Gary said, no, we're too poor and he's not going to get very far. And then when Walking Dead come on, I'm like, buddy, you need to let these people know.
Hey, I can't help, but Gary was always super kind to me.
Well, Gary was super kind to everybody.
And
almost to the point where he got walked on.
I don't mean that to be a disparaging remark against Caliber or Gary Reed.
Oh no!
Gary was a lot better to me than I deserved.
I'll
tell her. I admit that freely.
He every time Ed Masek and Charles, they still have some of the pop, the Dead World drinks.
Yeah,
and there is I know I got a couple signed like cases because I know some of the artists that worked on the cases, and when I was in the second Charles, yeah.
What happens when the expiration date on that soda takes place?
I don't know. It's gonna rise from the dead.
Still got a little fizz left in it.
Yes.
Anyway, what was your question? Your original.
The thing was when I walked past the it's right in the line. Second Charles, I was there when I was there 3 weeks ago because I didn't bother to look over there this week for good reason. I looked and they got the King Zombie case sitting there. And I'm looking at it, and I'm just like staring at it for like a while, holding my purchase, and you know, you get this rush of like, oh man, Gary's not here anymore to see that. But
Yeah.
it definitely makes you sad. But my question was, when you run ads, because I ran an ad, and I can bring this up, and it just goes to show you how small of a company I have. That not even people who would be pissed, not even those who would be my enemies, got a chance to see it. So I'm gonna run it here. And it may have been an ill-advised ad, maybe, but I ran a Last Call Comics ad a couple years ago. Hold on one second. Oh gosh, come on. It all hates me. It hates me. Even Facebook hates me now.
Well, now I know why I couldn't reach you last night. Anyway.
Yeah. Okay. Here we go.
Trico. I was just looking at the chat. He said Trico originally typed in Fireside Shats.
He did, yeah. Fireside Shats were FDR, not dead.
I hate those shats.
Yeah, he did. Yeah. I shattered myself. Okay. Let's see here. Can you imagine that? Hello, this is President Grant.
What wasn't that FDR? Didn't he have polio?
Yeah.
So I mean, he lost control of his bowels anyway.
Yeah.
Possibly,
It's the Varian Grant Fireside Chat where I can you imagine the president? Well, I guess we have that. Was that president is roasting other people? Other people were like, "Oh, hour on the radio."
Hey, kids, I got an hour. Let me read you some comics.
Yeah. This comic fucking sucks. Who on here? Who wrote this shit? All right, here we go. So here's the ad. Okay. Can you guys see that?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll make it full screen for you. All right. This Last Call Comics ad. Delicioso. Mouth watering. Beer.
Okay.
Yeah, wait for it. What were you expecting?
Yeah, funny. That could be about half of the time though.
Oh yeah.
Needs to move a lot faster.
Yeah.
Last Call Comics. Cheers.
It's actually playing Milkshakes, the song right now.
Yeah.
Okay. It was a remix version of that song. That was it wasn't actually it was a cover version that was remixed, so it actually wasn't the version that they can wag their finger in my face and say you owe us super royalties for. I found a legal loophole. Mm-hmm. So if you use a song that's a cover and a remix, it's really hard for them to come after you and say, hey, where's my money? Of course, with enough money, they can. Also, interesting, guys, IndieVolt is putting together, I can announce it now. IndieVolt is putting together a 24-hour comic event with some artists. Gonna be doing that in October. Not sure when in October though, because we're not gonna do it on the actual date. No way, it's not happening. But getting a couple artists together and have them do it, and it's also an opportunity to announce something else that IndieVolt is doing that I guess I can't announce that yet, but I can't announce it that we're going to be doing that pretty soon. So there'll be some opportunities for the people to sign, artists to sign up. There's not much room for artists, but we do have a couple slots open, and there is the thing that inspired was there's a documentary on maybe on Netflix. I know it's on Amazon Prime called 24-Hour Comic, where this guy a lot of stores do it around like around the country, where they have these guys, they come in and they're drawing for 24 hours, and they show what these guys deal with. That's your Raven? You have an opinion?
I'm going to start using that every time I want to butt in, but no, not right now.
They show these guys, and they're like, man, it's some preparation that goes into those 24-hour comic shows. Randy, you've done one? 24-hour comic, like events. Randy, have you ever done one of those?
Yeah, I've done a couple. Yeah.
What was your preparation like?
Nothing. You can't do preparation. You have to just take your materials in and sit there and draw a comic in 24 hours.
But these guys were prepping. They were like, yeah, I sleep like 2 days before for as much as I can. I get.
Oh, physically, yeah. Well, you wanna be wide awake or as awake as possible through the time. But I did a little Michael Taylor 24-hour comic first time I was there, and second time I think it was Yellow Dog.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't do it for very long because I was the only one there drawing. It was supposed to be a big event. I was the only one that showed up, and after about 12 hours, I'm like, dudes, I'm done. I'm going home and sleeping.
Yeah. Did you just finish the book?
No, I finished the story up though. But that was Yellow Dog. I printed that in one of the Flint comics.
Mm-hmm.
The little Michael Taylor one I never printed though. I still got it here. It runs 24 pages. I did a page an hour.
Lewis, you done one? You've done that?
No, and I still wasn't sure if I was going to make one this year yet or not.
Yeah.
People have been asking for me to do Inktober, and then they've been asking me to do the 24-hour comic, and there's no way I can do both. So I'm kind of on,
You might be able to do both. I mean, Inktober. You know what? I tried Inktober, and I did the first 2 days, I think. Not last year, the year before last. I did 2 days, and I was like, yeah, screw this. I'll catch up. Sooner or later, you look, it's like 15 days, and you're like, yeah.
No, here's what you do for Inktober. You do 3 sketch cards a day. 3 mini sketch cards a day.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have 90 sketch cards to hand out to the trick-or-treaters at the end of the month.
Now they do themes. Have you seen that? Yeah.
Do themes. I can do
the themes, if it was just inking something, oh yeah, I'll do that. I'll ink something every day. No, now they want to do things. Hey, today is zombie day. You're gonna ink
so they can do a pencil and ink a zombie, right?
Yeah. What? I don't want to. But you know what?
It's mummy day. It's werewolf day.
Yeah. They have different things. Some days it's not even like Halloween related. It could be, just
Jeffrey Dahmer day. That's right.
Ink with a brush, even though I don't ink with brushes at all. Randy, you try that?
Inktober? No.
Ink with a brush at all?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Long time ago.
Is there
been a little while since I actually sat there and inked? I think Flint Comics 39. I did a Spark story over top of Rob Marzullo's pencils. That's the last time I really sat there and inked. To ink.
Rob Marzullo did a Spark story?
Yeah.
I didn't know. Which
issue 39.
Okay.
In fact, he did the cover also. We had a lot of it was one of the Angry Mom mobs because he drew a spark flying on the cover. Mm-hmm. And the moms didn't realize the red stripe wrapping around her body in the white outfit weren't naked. So they thought the spark was naked and body painted instead of having an outfit on it. So
I remember I did a Spark, not a cover, but Spark fan art.
Mm-hmm.
I forget which issue it's in, but I remember.
Well, When you say inking just to ink, Randy, you mean a story-wise, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Because I remember you inking the Perez cover. I thought that was after 39.
I didn't ink the Perez cover. Lane Toth inked the Perez cover at number 50.
Oh, okay. I thought you inked.
I mean, other than that, I do Sharpie stuff and I have digital, ink stuff, but to ink, no. No, I've got a couple of, well, no, I take that back too, because I did some Kirby stuff after that. I've inked a picture of the demon, and there's a few other things that I did after that, just for the fun of it.
I remember you told me that's sparked.
I think I even posted the demon picture on Facebook. It turned out pretty good. But I did that digitally too. So
you told me to here's her boob size and bring her butt in, because I had
you drew her exaggerated.
I guess it
Image anatomy circle template era.
Well, I remember you told me that the moms are gonna get a little.
Moms will get mad.
Yeah, and they're like, oh, okay. So I brought down her breast. I brought down her butt. I brought her butt in.
Mm-hmm.
Decreased the size of her breast, and and then you ran it. But yeah, it was I now that I know, I was like, oh, okay. There are people out there who get mad about that type of stuff, and I understand.
Yeah.
Dave Supreme says,
well, that was back before the whole let's dress our superhero women from neck to toe with no windows, no, nothing remotely sexually oriented.
Yeah.
That was long before that stuff happened.
This is Dave Supreme says I did Inktober for 2 years. This will be my 3rd year. And he also says I want to do that 24-hour comic. That sounds fun. Yeah, I mean it's 24 hours of just sitting there drawing for
24 hours.
Yeah, 24 hours.
24 pages, 24 hours.
Yeah. An hour a page. Come with your best pared down skill level that you got.
The only thing I'm thinking of is like drawing the Raven, panicking, and how I'm going to do a comic in 24 hours. That's all I can think of to do.
Yeah. I mean, I'll show you guys this. I know I started showing you guys before, but my computer wasn't working as good as it is currently. Although it's funny, it's working great in certain areas, and other ones it's like, no, I don't know what you want from me. But there we go. Okay, we talked about Dave the Supreme was recently down at he's downtown, and he's walking around downtown Detroit, and I noticed that where he was walking there, that area looks familiar. Why does it look familiar? And he had a video posted, and then I noticed he's right down there, right smack dab by my old office, and he's brought back all these memories. Some of them not so good. Of having that. Now, Randy, you guys had an office for a while. Arrow, was that Arrow or one of your other shows?
No, we worked out of Ralph and Stu's apartment.
Okay, all right. Now, was that? Let me see here. Was that something that? How was overhead with a situation like that?
Non-existent.
Non-existent. Okay.
Non-existent. Yeah.
Let's see here.
The Weeby Comics, we worked out of the back of a comic shop because the comic shop owner was fronting the money at the time. Yeah, you showed us that.
Yeah, so I showed you this. I remember showing you guys this one. But let me see here if I can hide that one. So there's one of the guys who worked with me for a while. That was my desk over there to the far left with that Jim Lee picture, and Jim Lee, Mike Turner desk hanging over to the left. And those are my 2 cases, which I still have. They're full of toys. They're not full of toys anymore. Now they have hot toys in them now. But at that point, they were full of action figures. And that was that board over there. That deadline board. And you see how many books we had in production. That deadline board might as well not have been there.
Yeah.
Because people just watch the deadlines go by very quickly. And if I don't know if you guys can see that on top, there's a Spawn statue there, some glue on top of that, but next to this little black little thing, that's a webcam. We actually had a webcam set up where you can watch us in the studio draw.
Okay.
And obviously, it was pretty fun to have all that set up. But that's what I was telling Dave that I would show him some of this stuff. That was our little kitchen area. The Mac that hardly worked. Let's see here.
As most Macs do.
Yeah. I still had that big poster there. As everyone who signed the company's poster at one point.
Unlimited Psycho.
Yeah, there's the first books we ever got out the box. The first books we ever got. But I'm trying to, that's when my M fell in the lobby. The M fell off the wall. Big group poster we're working on. And then So anyway, this is all boring stuff I know, but the cool was this hallway where you can see up for a couple of levels. But there's that guy. That's what I want to show you guys. There's that guy, a little bit thinner, had some hope.
Stars in his eyes.
Yeah.
Dreams yet to be fulfilled or dashed.
Yeah, man. Look at me. I was hard at work on a.
Yeah. Looks like that fake thug life with that little web on his shoulder because he doesn't have the money to buy a tattoo.
that was my that was actually a unauthorized Spider-Man hoodie.
I know.
Yeah, it was. Oh, I know what you meant. Yeah, it was. I missed that hoodie. I think my wife stole it. I don't know where it's at.
Well, if she stole it, then she can color it in purple and on the inside and make it Spider-Gwen-ish.
Yeah, she could. There was all the toys that I still have. I still have all those toys. That is not me. And someone fixed the M. And the M actually, I don't know if you guys, the M fell and broke. It shattered. So yeah, I was screwed. I couldn't. There's my mother sitting at the. Okay, my mother made me fire the secretary.
So did she come in and keep an eye on you?
Yeah. She said, I'll be a secretary. And what she really was trying to do is I found this out later. Is that she wanted to. My office is on 4th Street in Brush, and if anybody knows, that's the Greektown area.
Mm-hmm.
Well, there's a Greektown casino, and what she was really trying to do was get down to the Greektown casino, which she did every day. So there's a lot of times I went looking out into the lobby for my secretary, and guess what? She was gone. She was gone. Like every day, she was gone.
Out pulling that handle.
Had to go get the bingo winnings or whatever.
Yeah. There's that was our office mascot. That's Baby Cotton, and she was our office mascot. And the reason why she was our office mascot is because she was too little to draw anything. Funny pictures of me as we coming down the hallway. She was too little to draw anything. So she would just. Well, she was 16, and she was trying to learn the ins and outs of the business, and she was drawing. She was drawing, but we couldn't take her anywhere because she was, underage. So she ended up like just being in the office all the time, learning stuff from us and everything. It was a rough period.
Underage, I wouldn't try to keep her in the office for very long, especially nowadays.
No, yeah. Nowadays, I'm like, oh crap. It was funny because
you'll end up getting me too'd in no time.
Her mother said, "Could you teach my daughter how to draw?" And I'm like, "Yeah, we can." It was very funny because one of my artists came in and he said, "Hey, why don't well, he was talking to her, and he's flirting with her and everything, and I'm about to tell him, and his buddy says, "No, wait." And he just watches, and he's over there. He's giving her the full personal cemetery. I mean, he's got a grin on from ear to ear, talking to her. And his buddy says, "Hey, man, hey, 16." And he says, "Oh, okay, yeah, blah, 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 blah." Says like another minute of dialogue to her, and gone. Like realized that she was underage. It made us better artists though. Because we all of a sudden now the course language that we were using in the office it minimalized. We didn't have that much course language.
No
In
more
fact,
boys club.
Is that what?
No more boys club.
Well, the funny thing was, it was a boys club, but we had women working there. We had the girls were about as bad as we were, but even they kind of, oh well, I better not do this because we got the 16-year-old girl in the office now, so we're gonna talk about stuff, not that kind of stuff. Well, something kind of funny happened because she started talking about that stuff. The 60-year-old, we're like, whoa, you can't talk about that. What do you mean? What do you mean you're dating boys? No. So we were kind of sometimes we were kind of relieved when she was in school because then we could, say what we wanted to say. But a bullpen, the funny thing was, it wasn't until after I set that bullpen up that I found out that technically bullpens like never really existed in Marvel. Like, no, they didn't all really work together like that. And we were able to do it because we had an office downtown. But when you get an office together like that, my overhead was super high. I mean, I was at 8
because you were downtown.
Yeah, I was right in the shadow of the Renaissance Center, which now that's where my office is at now. It's inside the Renaissance. So the Last Call Comics office is in the Renaissance. And I say office, and that's where I can go if I need to use an office, and that's where all the Last Call Comics mail goes. But I don't have to pay a huge amount to be, because I mean an office in a Renaissance Center is going to run you probably like $2,000 a month. Mine is much cheaper than that. It's one of those like Regis shared things.
It's a PO box, admit it.
Basically a PO box, yeah. But you can go in there and use an office if you need to, but you can go to any Regis Center and do that. Any place where they've got a floor, anywhere in the country. So I have to act like I'm international. I can go anywhere. I can go to any place and use an office.
Okay.
It's great.
All right, buddy. Any more questions? It's a little after, it's 11:15.
We cycled through all the questions. Okay. The only thing now we have to do is, hold on one second. Okay, there we go. Yeah, if you have any questions, if you're listening to us on IndieVolt Radio, I'm going to make sure that the Ask Me Anything app is available 24/7 after that. It actually is 24/7. They can send those questions and we'll read them at our next broadcast. I'm probably going to only be able to read 4 of them though. That way, because I mean, if somebody sends in like 20 questions, I don't want to be reading questions all show. We'll be reading them. I'll read 20 questions, and then I got the questions people email in. The return of graphics next week too, by the way. This is like
dun.
Graphics.
I have a newfound appreciation for your work on graphics.
Yeah.
I've been spending the last 2 days doing nothing but graphics for my program, and it's like, hey. Oh, yeah. I got to correct this. Oh, I got to correct that.
Yeah, graphics in me.
It's really a pain in the butt for me because I got to go from computer to the computer and back and forth between the two all the time. So,
yeah. I is it where's the hell no clip? Yeah. So yeah, it's rough doing those graphics.
Well, that's Windows' fault since Windows won't let me use my Photoshop on my new computer.
I just it's just like making graphics for the comics. If you gotta throw a page together, maybe an advertisement or something for your upcoming book, but you just have to keep in mind you're doing it for the screen. The resolution has to be a little different. Yeah. And the resolution. Sometimes I watch the show. I don't know if anybody else does this. I don't know if everyone watches this, but we watch the show on
YouTube,
TV. On YouTube. Like I watch it on TV sometimes, and the resolution is a little different. But then if I put it on IndieVolt TV and I watch it, the resolution's
clear.
It's way different, and you can see almost everything. But yeah, so. Right through what we're using now, I can see stuff, but I always know it's going to be a little different, and that definitely shows in the graphics. So yeah, says you two guys are graphic. You guys are too graphic. Yeah, we're too graphic. TWO. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Randy, your show
this weekend, Saturday, 9 to 5.
Flint Fall Fest. Flint Fall.
No, the Flint Fall Comic Fest.
Yeah, Flint Fall Comic Fest at the Saginaw
Nope. At the Flint, downtown Flint Farmers Market.
And that starts at 9.
Yes, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. I'll be on the Tom Sumner program tomorrow during tomorrow's rotation for an hour, talking to Tom about the show and just about comics in general.
Okay. Yeah. That's
it's Tom Sumner program. That's SUMNER. TomSumnerProgram.com.
I'll put a link up when you're on there.
Yeah,
I'll put a link up.
I've been on there quite a few times. He leans back on me for any comic book stuff, and then every once in a while, there's a group of us that get together and reenact old radio dramas.
Yeah, so, I heard that because I'm listening to it one. And I'm like, that voice sounds like Randy's.
Can't be. Just like Randy. How did that happen? Yeah, a lot of them are cold reads though, so it's all like, "Well, John, what are you doing?" So every once in a while, we did Maltese Falcon, and I already knew, most of the dialogue anyway. So you had some favorite movie of mine. I got to play Gutman.
You had some troll call in last time.
We did.
You talking about Mad Magazine?
Oh yeah. We had some crazy troll call in. Yeah. Yeah, that's crazy. I'm sure he's not taking calls this time. We're just gonna sit there and talk.
Yeah, the troll was me. I called him.
I knew it was. Yeah. I knew it was you, buddy.
I called in with questions. So yeah, good. Lewis, tonight, 9:00, you got your program. It's here on YouTube. It's on not here, but on your station.
Yeah, my station.
Quote the Raven, your channel, station. Yeah. Quote the Raven. Starts at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Yes, correct.
Okay. Yeah, that's something that I always forget. 9:00, and then I remember some people we interview aren't, they aren't here, so they're like, well, 9:00 your time is, and
IndieVolt is all around the world. So
yeah. So that's pretty much it. Thank you for joining us with our breakfast program where nobody ate anything. No one, especially me.
Nobody.
Yeah, no one ate anything. But
you're starving.
Yeah, no. I'm had enough. I got White Castles. It's eating in the morning.
Wonderful. Leftover White Castle, always good.
Yeah.
Just helps the sliders slide even faster.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Thanks for watching. We will be back Tuesday night, 9 p.m. for IndieVolt Live. We'll recap say again?
Eastern Standard Time.
We'll be back. We will talk about how the conventions from this weekend shook out, as well as any news that comes out over the weekend, especially involving this ridiculously crazy indie comics.
Who knows what might break?
Yeah. This is something will. We're sure of it. Including someone's spirits.
Dashing dreams, hopes and dreams. Crushed to the floor.
This
welcome to Indie Comics, son.
Obliterated. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next, and we'll see you back here for the Breakfast Buzz next Thursday morning at 9. If my computer will be working, so it should be fine. All right, guys. I'll see you later.
We'll see you.